I'm working on a 2008 Ford F150 STX. The truck will not start. Hopefully this will save some people a lot of money. Month ago I had the same problem. I parked it in the rain, and next morning when I came out, the truck wouldn't start. I had it looked at and was told that my fuel pump was bad. Now, we replaced the fuel pump about 3 days later, and now the truck started up. Here I am a month later, I got the same problem again. After doing some research, I find that there is a fuel pump drive module, which is mounted on the rear cross member above the spare tire. I've already dropped the spare tire, and this is the fuel pump module right there up on the cross member. And these things are prone to rusting out, because as you can see, this is like a cast aluminum or just a white metal, and where it's mounted to the frame, and you get a lot of chemical reaction there between the metals, a lot of salt buildup, and they said that these things rot right through. It's just one plug to unplug it. There are two 5/16 bolts, and those will come right out. I already loosened them up, and I'm hoping my new fuel pump isn't bad, because that could be a possibility still. Now, they say when you turn this around, you're going to see a lot of corrosion. Mine's actually rotted right through, right to the circuit board. I'm going to lay odds that this is the problem. You can see the corrosion where it's been sitting up against the frame. I'm going to wipe that off before I put the new one on. Now, the new one I got, it's a Dorman, part number 590001. It comes with two different sets of mounting bolts, and some of them, one set of these studs that we are not going to use, because this is if you are mounting it to the frame. The other set comes with rubber bushings and new screws. And what this does is this keeps it off and above the frame itself, so you don't get the metals reacting with each other. And this is actually the new unit here, which is the same thing underneath. I'm going to coat this anyways before I mount it in there. And what I like to use is this SP400. It's a corrosion inhibitor. It leaves a very tacky surface. But I've used this stuff before. It's by CRC, and I actually got this at Fastenal, the Fastenal store, and I put on a bumper, and I coated the back of a bumper with this, and 2 years later the thing looked like it was just put on yesterday. So I'm going to spray the unit with that before I mount it in place. Now, before I mount everything, I'm going to plug in the new unit here, and I gotta set this down for a second. Okay, sorry about that, I dropped it. I got the new unit plugged in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to start the truck before I mount it in place, to make sure that is the problem. Now, when I started this truck before, I didn't know that this has that. The starter will stay engaged for about 10 seconds until the truck starts. That's just a normal thing. Okay, truck starts right up. So I know that was the problem. Yeah, the computer keeps the starter engaged until the truck actually starts. So what was happening here, I thought I might have had a bad starter, because I never seen that happen before. When I start the truck always started right up, and because this time here it wouldn't start right up. And so the starter stays engaged. That's a normal thing. Alrighty, so I'm going to putting the module back on is going to be the same thing, and we're going to, one hand I'm going to have to use to hold the rubber bushing in place and mount the module in place, and so I'm going to shut off the video for that. But hopefully this saves people a lot of time and a lot of money.